From Brasília's streets to the Santiago Bernabéu. In the heart of Brasília, under the sweltering Brazilian sun, a young boy with a wild head of curls and a battered football at his feet danced between makeshift goalposts. The ball seemed glued to his left foot as he weaved past older boys with a natural ease that made it clear. This kid wasn't just playing. He was born for it. I remember the first time I saw him with a ball, says Douglas Sousa, Endrick's father and his earliest coach. He couldn't have been more than 4 years old, but the way he controlled the ball, the confidence, the balance, it was something special. Born on July 21, 2006, Endrick Felipe Moreira de Sousa grew up in a working-class neighborhood of Brasília. Football wasn't just a pastime, it was life. His father, a former amateur player whose own dreams of stardom fell short, instilled in Endrick the discipline and hunger to succeed. When I couldn't provide for the family, Endrick told me, "Dad, don't worry. I'll play football and take care of us," Douglas recalls, his voice cracking with emotion. At the age of 11, Endrick's life changed when he joined the youth setup at Palmeiras, one of Brazil's most prestigious clubs. From the moment he stepped onto the training ground, it was clear that Palmeiras had landed a generational talent. The rise at Palmeiras. By the time he was 15, Endrick was already a name on the lips of scouts and football insiders across South America. His breakthrough came in the 2022 Copa São Paulo de Futebol Júnior, Brazil's biggest youth tournament, where he scored 7 goals in 7 matches, leading Palmeiras to the title and earning the Player of the Tournament award. Endrick isn't just talented, he's fearless, said Abel Ferreira, then head coach of Palmeiras. He plays like someone who knows he belongs on the pitch, no matter the opponent. Endrick's playing style is a mix of power and finesse. Standing at 5 feet 8 inches, 1.73 meters, he combines a low center of gravity with explosive acceleration and a deadly left foot. His dribbling is reminiscent of a young Neymar, but his finishing, sharp, clinical, evokes memories of Ronaldo Nazario in his prime. He's got the pace to burn defenders and the strength to hold them off, said Palmeiras teammate Gustavo Gomes. But what makes him special is his mentality. He never hides, even when things aren't going his way. Endrick's professional debut came on October 6, 2022, in a Brazilian Serie A match against Coritiba. A few weeks later, he scored his first professional goal, and then another, in a 3-1 win over Atlético Paranaense. At just 16 years and 2 months old, he became the youngest goalscorer in Palmeiras history. It's not just about talent, Ferreira added. Endrick understands the game. His positioning, his timing, that's what separates him from the rest. The Real Madrid deal, a dream come true. The footballing world had been watching. Barcelona, PSG, and Chelsea were all circling. But on December 15, 2022, Real Madrid secured Endrick's signature for €35 million, a deal that could rise to €60 million with performance bonuses. Due to FIFA regulations, Endrick couldn't officially join Real Madrid until he turned 18 in July 2024. Until then, he remained at Palmeiras, fine-tuning his game under the watchful eye of Ferreira. It was an easy decision, Endrick admitted during his unveiling at the Bernabéu. Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world. Ronaldo played here. I want to follow in his footsteps. The anticipation in Madrid was palpable. After the successful rise of fellow Brazilians Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, fans hoped Endrick would be the next South American superstar to light up the Santiago Bernabéu. Florentino Perez, Real Madrid's president, made his expectations clear. "We believe Endrick can become one of the greatest forwards in Real Madrid's history. Style, strengths, and what makes him special. Endrick's game is built around versatility and raw power. He can play as a central striker, a second forward, or even off the left wing. His quick feet and low center of gravity make him difficult to dispossess, while his acceleration allows him to create separation from defenders in tight spaces. But it's his finishing that stands out most. Endrick hits the ball like a veteran," says Roberto Carlos, former Real Madrid legend. "He's not just shooting, he's thinking 2 steps ahead of the goalkeeper." Defensively, Endrick is no slouch either. His work rate and pressing ability make him valuable in modern systems that demand high-intensity play. He's strong, composed, and already shows the game intelligence of a seasoned professional. Pressure, competition, and the road ahead. Madrid isn't an easy place for young players. The pressure is relentless, the expectations sky high. Endrick will need to adjust to the intensity of La Liga, the demands of the Champions League, and the competition for minutes in a squad that already includes Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Kylian Mbappé. It's going to be tough, said Carlo Ancelotti. But the kid's got something special. He's got that mentality you can't teach. Endrick's first months in Madrid will likely be spent adapting, learning the tactical nuances of European football and the physical demands of La Liga. But with his talent and work ethic, few doubt that he'll rise to the challenge. What the future holds. Endrick's journey is only beginning. He's already drawn comparisons to Ronaldo, Romario, and even Pelé, not just for his technical brilliance, but for his ability to handle the spotlight with poise and humility. In Brazil, fans dream of Endrick leading the Seleção to World Cup glory, a dream that seems more plausible with each passing performance. He's got the talent, the mentality, and the support system to become one of the greats, says Ronaldo Nazario. But the real test starts now. Conclusion: a star in the making. From the streets of Brasília to the Santiago Bernabéu, Endrick's story is one of promise and potential. The weight of expectations is heavy, but if anyone is built to carry it, it's him. Endrick is not just Brazil's next big thing. He could be the next face of world football. Madrid is waiting. The footballing world is watching. And Endrick? He's just getting started, facing the pressure of the white shirt. The weight of wearing the famous white jersey of Real Madrid has crushed many talented young players. The pressure at the Bernabéu isn't just about performing, it's about winning constantly. The standards are impossibly high, and the expectations for Endrick were clear from day one. Endrick's unveiling at the Santiago Bernabéu in July 2024 was a spectacle. Over 50,000 fans gathered to see the young Brazilian juggle a ball at the center of the pitch, a scene reminiscent of Ronaldo Nazario's iconic presentation in 2002. The crowd chanted his name, desperate to see their next Galactico in action. "I've dreamed of this moment since I was a kid," Endrick said, standing under the Madrid sun, draped in the pristine white kit. Now it's time to work. Real Madrid had been building toward this moment for years. The success of Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo proved that Madrid's strategy of investing early in South American talent was paying off. The arrival of Endrick was supposed to be the final piece of the puzzle, a dynamic striker to complement the speed and creativity of Vinicius and the clinical finishing of Rodrigo. But settling in Madrid wouldn't be easy. Adapting to life in Europe. Moving from Brazil to Spain at 18 was a culture shock. The language barrier wasn't too difficult. Endrick had already begun taking Spanish lessons 2 years earlier in anticipation of the move, but the intensity of life in Madrid was something else entirely. "It's not like Brazil," Endrick admitted in an early interview. "In Palmeiras, I was a kid with nothing to lose. Here, people expect me to be great right away." The physicality of La Liga presented its own set of challenges. Endrick's explosive speed and strength made him a nightmare for defenders in Brazil, but Spanish defenders were smarter, faster, and less forgiving. He was no longer the strongest or fastest player on the pitch, and the tactical discipline required in Ancelotti's system was on another level. "In Brazil, you can improvise more," said Vinicius Jr., who became a mentor to Endrick. "In Spain, you need to think faster, 1 touch, 2 touches, otherwise, the defenders will eat you alive." Endrick's early performances were mixed. His debut came in a preseason friendly against AC Milan, where he played 30 minutes and showed flashes of brilliance, a quick turn and burst of speed that left a veteran defender lunging at thin air. But his finishing was rusty, and his decision-making under pressure needed sharpening. In his first 10 La Liga matches, Endrick scored just 2 goals. The Spanish press was quick to pounce. "Endrick, overhyped?" read one headline in Marca. Madrid's new project off to a slow start. Ancelotti remained calm. "He's 18, the Madrid coach reminded reporters. "He needs time. Talent like his doesn't disappear, it evolves." The breakthrough moment. Football, like life, is defined by moments. And Endrick's defining moment came on a cold November night at the Bernabéu against Barcelona. It was the 75th minute of a tense El Clásico. The score was locked at 1-1, and Madrid needed a spark. Ancelotti turned to Endrick, who pulled off his warm-up jacket and stepped onto the pitch with the swagger of a player who knew he was destined for this moment. Within 5 minutes, Endrick received the ball just outside the box. A quick touch, a sharp turn, and then bang! A left-footed strike curled perfectly into the top corner. The stadium erupted. Endrick sprinted toward the corner flag, arms outstretched, tears in his eyes as his teammates mobbed him. "That's why Madrid signed him," said club legend Raul in the post-match analysis. "This kid has ice in his veins." Endrick didn't stop there. A week later, he scored a brace against Sevilla, then another goal against Valencia. By the end of the season, he had 15 goals and 7 assists in all competitions, the best return for an 18-year-old in Madrid's history. The Spanish media quickly changed its tune. "Madrid's future is here, and his name is Endrick," wrote AS. Rising to the challenge in the Champions League. It's one thing to score in La Liga, it's another to deliver in the Champions League. Endrick's first taste of European glory came in the round of 16 against Bayern Munich. In the second leg at the Allianz Arena, with Madrid trailing 2-1 on aggregate, Endrick was introduced in the 60th minute. In the 88th minute, Luka Modric floated a ball into the box. Endrick, surrounded by 2 defenders, rose above them and powered a header past Manuel Neuer. Madrid went through on away goals. Endrick was the hero. "We knew he was special," said Toni Kroos after the match. But tonight he became a Madridista. Endrick scored twice more in the quarter-finals against Manchester City, helping Madrid reach the final, where they faced Liverpool at Wembley. In a match dripping with narrative and history, Endrick started alongside Vinicius and Rodrigo. And in the 65th minute, with the score tied 1-1, Endrick made his mark. Rodrigo split the Liverpool defense with a perfect through ball. Endrick, timing his run to perfection, sprinted clear and coolly slotted the ball past Alisson. Madrid lifted their 15th Champions League trophy, and Endrick, still a teenager, was crowned man of the match. "He's a phenomenon," said Carlo Ancelotti, smiling during the post-match celebrations. "We've got another superstar on our hands. The next Brazilian icon?" The comparisons to Ronaldo and Romario are inevitable. Like those legends, Endrick possesses a rare blend of power, finesse, and tactical intelligence. But it's his mental strength that sets him apart. "He doesn't just have the talent, he has the mindset," said Roberto Carlos. "Madrid is tough. The media, the fans, they can break you. But Endrick? He feeds off that pressure." In Brazil, the national team is already looking to build around him. Tight, the Brazilian head coach, handed Endrick his senior debut at 19. In the 2026 World Cup, Endrick scored 4 goals and led Brazil to the semifinals, their best finish since 2002. "He's the future of Brazilian football," said Tite. "And maybe the future of world football." Conclusion: a star in the making. Endrick's story is still unfolding. He's already conquered the Champions League, broken scoring records, and cemented his place in Real Madrid history. But this is just the beginning. At 20 years old, Endrick stands on the precipice of greatness. The road ahead will have challenges, injuries, form slumps, media pressure, but Endrick has already shown that he thrives in adversity. "Madrid is my home now," Endrick says. "And I'm just getting started." Fire football is in his blood. Fire Madrid is his stage. Fire, and the world is his to conquer.